Blog Talk Radio. Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard. Hi, this is Natalie, chatting with Nat. Today I have the pleasure of speaking to pop artist Tiffany Sayers. Bursting onto the scene, bringing sexy pop music with a 90s R&B vibe. Tiffany Sayers is here to make her mark. A bona fide trailblazer and independent LA woman, Tiffany's music breathes new life into the mainstream with a fresh new flavor. Beginning at a young age, Tiffany's natural creative force in singing, dancing, songwriting, and performance set her on a dedicated path to a successful career as a recording artist and songwriter. Tiffany's latest singles, Trippin' Over You, out now, and My Body Knows, releasing March 2021, were produced by Daniel Luttrell. Luttrell is known for his work with notable artists Sky Ferreira, Nikki Costa, All Time Low, and Ty Dolla $ign. The music's featured in Victoria's Secrets, Grey's Anatomy, and more. Trippin' Over You is a hot pop track with a hook built for traction, featuring instrumentalists Rod Castro on guitar and Darwin Johnson on bass. Castro has performed with artists such as Beyonce, BB Rexa, and TLC, while Johnson has performed with Colby Kaye, Adam Lambert, and more. Castro and Johnson also played on My Body Knows alongside Randy Cook on the drums. Cook is known for performances with Ringo Starr, Mick Jagger, and Kelly Clarkson. My Body Knows is an unforgettable pop rock song that showcases Tiffany's versatility as an artist and songwriter. She is able to blend genres harmoniously while maintaining her signature sound. Tiffany's much acclaimed debut single, So Good, was released in September 2019, followed by her 5-track EP titled 1222. Tiffany Sayers owns the stage with her sonically charged power vocals and never misses a pitch or a beat. She has graced the famous stages of SoCal, including the Viper Room, the Mint, House of Blues, Boardner's, and Montage Laguna Beach. Internationally, Tiffany has created quite a stir while performing at glamorous venues such as the Villa del Balbianello in Lake Como, Italy, and more. Her memorable performances enrapture the audience with her take on modern pop soul, stemming from influences such as Justin Timberlake, Jill Scott, and Stevie Nicks. Sayers is a captivating, soulful artist who puts her heart into the world in many ways, including giving back to her community. She has a passion for volunteering and has organized many nonprofit and community-driven events, including creating a community garden with the Social Justice Learning Institute, organizing several pet adoptions with the Animal Wellness Foundation, and regularly volunteering with children at after-school programs in Los Angeles. True soul in vocals isn't something you learn. You either got it or you don't. Tiffany Sayers has it, and it is in spades. For more information about Tiffany, please contact B2management at gmail.com. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. It's 2021. It's crazy. I can't believe we're here.
We're here.
How have things been for you during the pandemic?
You know, it's been interesting. A lot of solo time, me and my dog. But you know, I redid my whole apartment during that time. So that was kind of a creative adventure, which I enjoyed. You know, and did some songwriting and, you know, worked on those tracks virtually. And so it's been pretty good. I mean, it's also been hard because, you know, I haven't seen my family in about a year. So that's been tough and just dealing with, you know, what everybody's dealing with, you know, not being able to travel and do certain things, but just trying to make the absolute most of it and, you know, taking that self-reflection time for sure.
Wow. So have you done a lot of live streaming during this time?
So actually, I have not, but I got with a talented guitarist. His name's Michael Cole, and we're actually going to be doing a performance at the end of this month. So it'll be like my first virtual gig, but it's kind of the wave right now, so I need to get on that. I'm going to be doing an interview. I'm going to be doing an interview on the 26th, and going to be performing my latest single that you mentioned, Tripping Over You, and My Body Knows. So really looking forward to that.
Awesome. Yeah, live streaming can be very interesting. I'm sure you have a great following, but sometimes, sometimes it's like you're singing to yourself because you're just staring into the phone or your computer. You're just loving yourself because you're just like, okay, I'm gonna sing to you. I'm gonna sing to you.
Right.
But I do appreciate the people that tune in and come and listen. But it's crazy. Live streaming is crazy for me.
Yeah, I've watched a couple, virtual things online, and I mean, it's cool. It's great to definitely still people, see people still doing their thing, but, I miss the live shows. Definitely miss the live shows. Can't wait until, those come back.
Amen to that. So tell us more about your song, Tripping Over You.
Yeah, so we just released that last month. It's a fun, upbeat pop track about really just kind of falling for someone right off the bat, where the chemistry is pretty intense. Which can be cool and fun. Could be cool and fun, but also a little scary because that kind of powerful attraction, it could be good for you, and then it can, maybe go the other way. So that's kind of where that one comes from.
Well, yeah, no, I get it. Sometimes it can be intense one way, can be intense the other way. What is your writing?
So most of the time I like to write, to a track or to a beat. So whether that be something that, a producer I'm working with sends me, or if I happen to be in the same room, something that they're kind of, mixing up right there. And then that kind of inspires me and inspires the mood for like the melody and the lyrics. So it's usually always, the music for me first. And then it kind of gets me into a vibe. I find the right track that fits, and then I'm feeling it. And if I'm not feeling a track, I'm like, okay, next one. But recently I've started to do a process where I'm just kind of coming up with a title.
Okay.
And then kind of just brainstorming and, coming up with different ways the song can go based off the title. So that's something kind of new for me, but I feel like it's something good that I could be doing in my downtime when I don't have something to write to at the moment, or I'm not currently working with someone, just to kind of have some ideas just ready, So I've been recently doing that, but yeah.
Cool. What are your main musical influences?
Well, you definitely mentioned a few in my bio. For sure, Stevie Nicks. I mean, I've loved her for a long time. Her tone, her cool stage presence, her writing. She's definitely a huge influence of mine. And then, Justin Timberlake as well. And in the case of that, he is pop music, but, he has that R&B flavor. And I feel like that's definitely something that I try to have in my music as well, because for my love for R&B, 90s R&B in particular, is definitely a soft spot that, I love. And then God as well. I mean, I used to perform Golden on stage. That's actually, I think it is still one of my favorite songs to perform, just how soulful she is and the writing. So, I definitely pull from other artists like Energy when, watching them on stage, and then their writing, and definitely inspiring me. Yeah.
So what does your music say about you?
Well, typically, just thinking about the music that, I've released, I seem to go on the topic of love a lot. I don't know. I know it's easy to write. I don't know if it's like easy to write to, but I'm like inspired by relationships, whether they be the ones that I've had or, ones that, close friends or family have had. Just like the dynamic between two people really interests me. So I kind of tend to write a lot about that and keep it like, you know, sexy and fun, but also sometimes, you know, can go the other way and be sad and be a ballad or whatever. But I think it also depends on just kind of, you know, what the music is doing and what it inspires me to do at the moment, just kind of what I'm feeling. I feel like I try to every time go from somewhere from personal experience so that it's to write about things that I know and not really guess or, you know, anything like that. So just try to speak from an honest place.
Yeah, I like that. I like because you basically are speaking your truth. Because my last album, Where Do We Go From Here, I basically took a lot of my personal experiences, but I looked at the worldview as well and tried to incorporate that because it's a social impact message album. And, you know,
I love that.
Yeah, so I tried to understand where people were coming from and then put my point of view in. And it's not an album that's trying to change anybody's mind, but I always want to see, you know, I want people to put themselves in other people's shoes. Just for even if it's only for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you were in that situation, a specific situation, how would you react to it? How would you deal with it? You know what I mean? So, and I've changed my like my branding myself. I want to be an effective player. I want my music to make a difference. So it's not easy to write that stuff, but I love it. I love the storytelling about it. What is your biggest musical challenge?
I think it's the fact that I don't play an instrument myself or I don't produce. So you know, I'm a top line songwriter, so you know, I do the melody and the lyric, and I love that. But it's often sometimes I'm waiting, right? So it's like, you know, if I'm going to be working with a different producer, you know, and their schedule, or you know, having musicians, you know, come to play, you know, it's just something I always have to work around. And so I don't know that I'm at the stage where I'll pick up a guitar and learn it at this point. I feel like I'm better maybe just to continue honing in on my lyric writing and, you know, my writing skills and my vocal skills. But that is a challenge that I run into of I need somebody else, right? I need at least one other collaborator. But at the same token, I love the collaboration aspect. I think more heads are better than one. And anytime, you know, I work with someone and, you know, I'm writing with them, I always learn. And I hope they learn from me as well, because it's like different perspectives, different ideas, something to, you know, someone to bounce, you know, things off of. So it kind of goes both ways with that.
No, I get that. I get that. It's just, I'm like you. My voice is my instrument, but every year I'm like, oh, so I've had this smart piano in my house for like the past 3-4 years that I was supposed to learn how to use. You attach your iPad to it. It's supposed to teach you, and I still haven't done it because I've been so busy, and I'm just like, oh, I'll get to it. But I definitely want to learn to play. Yeah, it's crazy. I definitely want to learn to play an instrument. I plan to do it. I just have to sit down and do it. I did start years ago to try to learn how to play the guitar, and because you want to be a contortionist to play the guitar, your arms have to be. Oh, I was just like, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, I mean, don't you even get like cuts and like you go through some pain, I think, to learn the guitar.
I probably was sexy playing it, but not really because of the contour. I mean, your hands have to. And it felt so uncomfortable. It really didn't feel natural to me at all because of the way that you have to have your body and your hands and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? I think piano is going to work better for me. I'm lucky that I have an excellent music producer, Lexi von Guggenberg, who he's just an all-in-one. He does everything for me. He harmonizes. He plays every instrument. I mean, it's just fantastic. But
that's amazing.
my goal is still to learn how to play something. So right now we're going to hear a message from our sponsors, and then we're going to play your song, Trippin' Over You. I like it. Trippin'. All right, hold on a second.
Hi, this is Nikki Chris, and I host a podcast called Mixin' It. Mixin' It focuses on women in the music, entertainment, and the performing arts. Our goal is to provide an avenue for industry veterans and up-and-coming artists, musicians, engineers, and producers to showcase their talent. Listen to Mixin' It on Monday Music Madness at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Sim Radio Network.
I love that. I was snapping my fingers. I was grooving. Yes, I'm old as dirt, but I can still work it. I can still shake my thing.
There you go. You can always work it.
Yeah, I'm working my thing. Well, I do. I groove it. So I love that. I love the song. I think it's a hit.
Thank you. Thank you.
With charts. So what exactly is your method for marketing your music?
Yeah, so recently I joined up with B Squared Management, which which has been awesome. So they're definitely helping me get my music out there, with press and promo. And another huge goal of mine this year is to get my new music in film and television. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've been kind of working those avenues and my networks and submitting my songs, and so fingers crossed. So definitely hoping that can get my music out there as well.
Yeah, I've been working with B Squared Management for the past, I would say, 3 or 4 months, or maybe a little bit more, and I love them. What I love about them is that they're female owned.
Me
And
too. Me too.
I talk to Birdie a lot, and I think she's just the sweetest person. She has a lot of wisdom. I've learned a lot from her in regards to all, you have to post on social media and all that stuff. How do you feel about the whole posting on social media thing?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I am better at now, because I realize I have to be.
Right?
I don't mind, posting, about myself and different things going on, but you really have to do it so much.
Right.
And personally, that's not my thing to that level, but it's like, you know what, for what I'm doing, I have to do it. So, like, recently I've been like, okay, Tiffany, you've got to start doing reels. Like, everybody's doing reels. Everybody's on TikTok. And I'm just like, oh, God, I guess I got to start doing these mini videos.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll like it. Maybe once I start doing it, I'll really like it. We'll see.
Birdie's first advice was, maybe you want to do a reel thing. And she gave me all these different ideas. And it took me forever to do it. Because I was like, oh my God, when am I gonna really do this? What am I gonna say? I'm just gonna be silly. But then, I've been on TikTok for a while, but I had like 1 or 2 videos on there, and I was just like, oh my God, I gotta get into this. But the one thing, though, and I've done videos with my cat, and my mom, just to be a little silly. But one thing that I believe in with TikTok is using your own music. And I'll tell you why. It's hard for independent artists to be seen when you're fighting against the mainstream artists with deep pockets. And every avenue was always pushing their music. So my stance on the thing is, why not use your own music, talk, and get other people to do a challenge with your own music if you're going to do a challenge?
Absolutely.
I mean, you know what I mean? I've used my music so many times. I've danced to it. I don't care. If you don't love your own stuff, then I don't know why you're putting it out in the first place. So how do you feel about doing a TikTok to your own music?
You just gave me like an idea, which I've actually talked about with my mom. With my mom too, was just like tripping over you, just having some people falling and doing funny stuff. You know what I mean? So look out for that.
No, I can't wait to see it. But see, the good thing, you're using your own music to push yourself, and that's key. Because I watch these things, and you know what? A lot of the videos on TikTok are really funny. I get a kick out of my friend and my duet partner, Rory Gardner. He's very good. He's a comedian, so his stuff is crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, if I'm doing anything, oh my God, I'm just going to use my music because I want people to get to know who I am as well. Because this industry is hard. It is not easy.
Yeah.
It is.
I know.
So have you ever, how do you deal, if you've ever received any type of negative comment, how do you deal with that?
I try to put it in perspective. There was a time where, I was playing my music. I entered it into this kind of listening type circle deal where there were people there that had accomplished a bunch and you can get feedback, and it was in person. This was a while back. And one of my songs got great feedback, but the other one, it really didn't. And one person, he kind of went hard on me. But it was funny because, I had gotten mixed feedback. I had gotten a lot of people that loved that song. And so when I heard that, of course I took it. And I'm not going to lie, like when I got in my feelings a little bit when I went home that night. But then I had to be like, all right, not everybody is going to like everything you're doing, and what constructive thing can I take out from what he said? Maybe he's right about this. And it just made me really kind of just analyze the song, analyze point of views, and try to take what I could get out of it. It did bum me out, but it was kind of like, whatever. I mean, that's going to happen. And, just keep going, keep creating, keep doing what you're doing. And so it didn't stop me by any means, but
right.
it did make me reflect, which I think, is good. It's always good to kind of to sit back and think about, things, or maybe I could have done something better on that or whatever. So it was definitely a time to reflect, but also keep it in, and not let it get me down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I like your response on that. I mean, if you take it into a positive spin, that's the best way. But then there's the side that I sometimes take. It's my song, get over it. No. The thing is, in this music world, music is subjective. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When a person, in any situation, when a person is listening to your music, they listen to it, like even a reviewer, they just going to tell you what they personally like. They may not tell you what the audience might like, but they're telling you what they personally like, which sometimes isn't fair, because somebody else may like your song. They may like the groove.
Right.
They may like everything about it. So my whole spin on writing and creating music is I'm going to put out whatever I want, and then I'm all about intention. So if your intention is to create a song that people are going to like, somebody's going to like it. Somebody's going to love it, because that's the intention that you put out for it. If you put out a song and you're not so sure about it, then that's what you're going to get in return. Because every song that we put out there is not for everybody. That's just the bottom line.
Right.
But it's you have to like it. You're the artist. Whatever, I don't care what criticism you get. You have to say, nope, that's the way I like it. I had one person say French song called Montage, which is my angel, and I put it out there. And it's a very popular song. People love the song. And this one guy said, well, I would have done this with the piano. I would have made it louder here or whatever. I said, well, then you missed the point of the song, because it's about the lyrics. It's about the vocal. I put my song out the way that I want. He didn't say, he didn't have anything to say after that. And if somebody has a criticism, I will look at what they have to say. I will listen to what they have to say, and maybe be like, okay, but I won't change anything, because I always put out what I want the way that I want it. And I'm
right.
the type.
And once it's out, it's out. Also, once it's out, it's out.
Exactly.
And I totally agree with you on you need to like it, because there's been songs that I've done. I've got about 10 songs that I've done that I haven't put out, that I haven't put out, you know what I mean? That I've just we're doing or whatever, but I didn't quite feel like it hit the mark enough to, it was just more like, cool, more practice, different thing, different things like that. But I think that in order for you to actually put it out widespread to the public, like, you really have to be proud of it and be behind it.
Right.
So I fully agree with what you're saying.
So how do you feel? Okay, there are specific genres that they are so stuck on format. Okay, stuck. I know country music is one. I love country music. Jazz is another. Where they're like, okay, it has to be this way, these instruments, this format, this. So how do you feel about going outside of the box of what people think things should be?
I actually love the mixing of genres. Like I mentioned before, like with my last EP that I released late 2019, like I definitely had some R&B vibes mixed with my pop. And then the new song that I have coming up, My Body Knows, it's all live instruments. It's got a little bit of a rock feel. It's not a rock song. It's a pop song, but it's got that rock feel. And so I love that because, I'm inspired by all genres. So to be able to kind of mix those, it's just, it's a lot of fun, for me. So, but as far as like structure of the song, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, you know what I mean? Like, I do feel like I kind of stick with that because I'm in pop music and it's, it works well. But not to say that I'm opposed. Like, for instance, I want to maybe start looking into doing some alternative R&B. And so just and really kind of mix some stuff up. So, I mean, I think there's a certain, you know, method that we have to stick to if we want it to be on radio, right? If we want it to be, you know, you can't have these super long intros and, you know what I mean? Like, people want to hear it and they want to hear it right off the bat. So I think that we do have to pay attention to that. But I feel like creatively, I think it's okay to take some risks and some chances, and those end up working out.
True.
So that's kind of my take on it.
No, it's a good take. I've been to a lot of, you know, music conferences or webinars and stuff like that. What's interesting is that years ago I went to a taxi conference and people, they were listening to music and criticizing it, blah blah blah. And the one guy on the panel was like, "Look, if you want to give me a song for Rihanna, don't give me something she's already done. Give me something she hasn't done." So. And the thing, when I listen to music, the music that's on the radio now, it all sounds the same to me. It all.
I know.
You don't. It's like you don't hear something that's so unique where you're just like, oh my God, I never thought about doing something. And I'm a person now, as I've gotten older and getting deeper into music, I really listen to the lyrics a lot to see what your words, how they put the story together. And stuff like that, to see if there's something different. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. I know what you're saying, and I think that we all need to think about that. Just standing out, trying to stand out, and especially since there's so many independent musicians, which is wonderful that we can put out our stuff and we can be heard and be seen, but at the same time, there's so much of it. So we need to kind of find a way to kind of break through and be different. And some people do that with their personality and their social presence. Right. Yeah. And then other people obviously can do that musically. So if you do both, then that's probably an extra.
Yeah, if you can do both. Back to the whole social media thing, is just like, you have to post 5-10 times a day. And sometimes in the beginning of all this stuff, I was just like, oh my God, these people are just going to be annoyed. You know, oh my God, here she is again, Natalie posting again. But that's the name of the game. And you can't worry about what people think. I had a friend ask the same question, because he's and this guy is like me. He's like, I call him Superman, because he's like, he does everything. And he's coming up with an album, and he has a promo team, and you know, he doesn't usually post that much, but now he's all over the place, and was asking if it was too much. And I was like, no, this is exactly what you have to do. You can't worry about what people think. You just got to post. And then, I don't know if this happens to you. Sometimes I pray. I said, I don't know what to post anymore. I was like, God, give me some news. Tell me I've won something, I've been nominated, something happened to me so that I can post. And sometimes it does happen to me. Does that happen to you where you're just like, okay, what am I posting today?
Yeah, because I'm always kind of particular. I always usually want to post, like when I post to my page, I always want to like it to kind of be about something or mean something, not just like, hey, here's a picture of myself. You know, like for instance, I finally posted one of my, I had a photo shoot behind like a red wall, and I hadn't posted it yet, but I was like, it's Valentine's Day. Perfect. I can post this. Happy Valentine's Day or whatever. So I always try to kind of make it kind of be about something or some cool tagline or something like that. But yeah, it can be one of those things where you're constantly trying to be creative, and then you also have to have the time to, you know, dedicate that time to, you know, on a Saturday create like 3 hours of content or something so you have it for the next couple of weeks. Yeah, definitely. And what you said about people kind of overposting, it's funny because, you know, there are some people that I follow who have really big followings. Like one's like a choreographed dancer, and you know she's constantly posting, and it's really good, great content. But sometimes I am just like, I don't want to see that today because I see it every single day. But the point is like it's there, right? And then that's how she's like, so it's consistent. And so I think that's the point, is that sometimes people might be like, oh, okay, this is enough. But then like the next day they're like, oh, let me see that person.
Exactly. You have to keep people interested. That's the whole point. You have to keep the people interested. You know, with social media, it's all about them being able to, you know, feel connected to you somehow, even on a personal level, that they can relate to you. And then when they relate to you, then they're more apt to go listen to your music. It's that whole thing. But I need people to understand it takes a lot of time. People are just not messing around with music. You know, artists are not necessarily making a lot of money on this, especially with streaming and the little bit of money that you get here. So we have to try everything seen and heard, and it gets crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. How do you feel about women in music? Meaning, you know, we're here, but some of us, if we're producers, even if we're writers, it's hard to be seen. What do you think about women in the music industry?
I mean, I think it's getting better, right? I mean that's what I would hope. I mean, I love seeing women, you know, in all industries coming forth and being praised for what they do. And I think we are at a time right now where people are recognizing women and, you know, marginalized communities, and if you're not kind of opening your eyes to that now, I don't know, you know, where you've been if you haven't already, but you know, it's better late than never, right? So so I think a lot of people were in the dark, and things are coming to light, and people are getting, you know, the recognition that they deserve, and you know, we just need to keep being supportive, you know, us being women, and then everyone just supporting women in all industries. That's kind of where I see it continuing to grow.
Yeah, that's why my friend and I, Nikki, Chris, we started this whole Sisters in Music thing. There are several organizations that are female-oriented, but we felt we wanted to do something different in the sense that, you know, everybody's on the same playing field, no matter where you are in your career. There's no divas. There's no competition. We're just here to support. And it doesn't matter your status. If you want to do a workshop, you know, event or whatever, we want you to be able to do it. And I think that's what's missing on a lot of the platforms. There's always people that have been in the industry for the longest time. You know, I never see regular indie artists, you know, doing a conference or a workshop, because you can learn a lot from independent artists. You can learn so much about everything that they're going through and how they're pushing their music and stuff like that. And also, you know, we like the idea of, you know, creating stuff so that whatever money we make, we give a percentage to a charitable female organization. And it's not just female. It's the men that support the women as well. So we encourage the men to, you know, support us. And if they're pushing women, let us know, because we're awesome.
Yeah, that's so amazing that you've started this. When did you guys start? It was somewhat recently, or?
Yeah, so it's, well, I think we've been talking about it for the past year, and it wasn't recent until about January we announced it, but we've been working on it, really pushing it. November, December, October, maybe. We decided, okay, let's do this thing because of the fact that we just want something better for women, and especially independent artists. Because it's just it's hard to do this alone. Like even if you have a job, your music is still your full-time job. You know what I mean? You have a community that's willing to support you. We all support one another. We uplift each other. And every time one of us has a success, we're just like, oh my gosh, yay. We're not like, oh, well, why her? Why not me? That's what we're looking for. Right. That's what we're looking for. You know, we don't, like I said, no. We always say, keep that diva stuff at the door. We truly mean it. So we're trying to get people, the women.
And thank you so much for having me on. Like this is awesome, and I appreciate what you're doing for all the independent artists and women. That do need a platform.
No, definitely. Now we're going to hear one more word from another sponsor. So hold on one second.
Hi, it's Jordan and Madison, and we're Jay Madison out of Nashville, Tennessee. We'd love to tell you about B Squared Management, artist services by artists for artists. Get your press, branding, single release, and sync success plan now at bsquaredmgmt.com. And listen up to our latest single, Down, now on Spotify.
So if you ever want to do a clip for me, I would love it so I can play in these podcasts. It'd be awesome.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'd love to.
Song, it could be anything. You can be really creative with it, or you could just say, hey, I'm Tiffany. Buy my song. Stream it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to it.
Add it to your playlist now.
Add it to your playlist. So if you were talking to your younger version of you, and that's probably a very young version because I'm older than dirt, what advice would you give yourself?
I would say to believe in myself more. I think I missed out on some opportunities when I was younger that came because I kind of fed into those thoughts of doubt or fear more so. Of am I good enough? Am I am I gonna and I was so worried about that when I think that the talent was there, and if I would have kind of pushed those thoughts like I know how to now, I've like trained myself. So like anytime there's like fear or doubt, it's just like boom, switch to an empowering thought right away. And I don't even sit there for like a minute. We all have those thoughts, right? And maybe they don't, some people have them and others come in now. It's just like I'm a ninja with it.
Yeah.
You're not, it's nope. You can do it. You're amazing. This is that. Exactly. And I think if I had that when I was younger, I'd be maybe a little further along. But the thing is that, we all have our time. And it all unfolds as it's supposed to, and I really feel like that. So I have no regrets, but at the same time, I would tell myself like, you're amazing, you're good, like just like to have a little more of that instilled, what I have now. Then, so that would be just my advice is to not let those kind of fearful thoughts take over.
I love that. I know when I started on my musical journey, and first of all, I never thought I'd be in music. And I was extremely shy. I'm no longer shy. And I used to think, oh my gosh, what would happen if I get on the stage? I don't know if I'd be able to perform. And after a while, I was just like, oh, screw that. I'm just going to do my thing. They're going to love it or not love it, but I'm going to do my thing. And that's how I was able to do it. So,
right.
Let everyone know where they can find you.
Of course. So my music is on all streaming platforms. So Spotify, Apple, Pandora, YouTube, whatever you use to stream, you can find me there, Tiffany Sayers. And then my website is tiffanysayers.com. On Instagram, I'm Tiffany Sayers. And Facebook, I am Tiffany Sayers Music.
Awesome. Remember, it's crazy because we have to remember all that stuff. Half the time I'm like, where am I? Who am I?
Luckily,
it's kind of crazy.
Luckily, I secured. Oh, sorry. What did you say?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, luckily I secured most of mine as Tiffany Sayers. Some people have to, have all these different kind of names. So hopefully I'm easy to find. But, yeah, we do have to remember quite a few.
You are easy to find, and you have been amazing. Everybody, you need to check out pop artist Tiffany Sayers' new song, Tripping Over You. I love it. I was jamming to it, and you will jam to it, too. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here. I hope you come back.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
All right. Have a nice day. Thanks again.
Bye.
Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard.